and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
Did he just say absolutely free? What a deal. Welcome back, guys. Happy July 16th in the afternoon. I hope you're all having an incredible day. We got a big show in store for you today. And once again, if you have an opportunity, you want to get some new linens, a mattress topper, some new pillows, slippers. I love the MyPillow slippers. That's my favorite thing. I'm gonna bug them to send me another pair. But if you guys want to check it out, go to mypillow.com and use promo code Oreo. It helps out our platform. It helps out an America First Patriot company and a great patriot in Mike Lindell. So check that out. Go head over there. You get something great for a great price when you're over at mypillow.com. Thank you all for tuning in. We got a lot to talk about. We got a tsunami over in Alaska right now. Very large earthquake. We got some preliminary photos. There's evacuation orders. Scary times. Pray for people of Alaska right now. And we also got some Democrats using a distraction. We're going to talk about the Democrat Epstein distraction. Gavin Newsom admitting that the California economy is based off of illegal aliens. He did a whole press conference on it. And Democrats, man, using everything in the book they can to ensure their propaganda network of PBS and NPR stay afloat. Crazy times. Let me jump into the chat really quick. Pixie's in the house. Jay Lynn's in the house. The Hunter's in the house. Trina's back in the house. Who else? Nola. Let me get down to the bottom here. First Amendment Media Matt, Penny Loafer, Susan K. Spencer, Tard with a hard R, Talent 2020, and Becky Boo, real sweet. Thank you guys. Texas Bigfoot, Tammy Howard. I don't see Deb V in here, but again, Deb V, thank you for the donation yesterday. We appreciate it. We can't do it without you guys, man. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be being able to do the on-the-air stuff, the traveling, excuse me. So we're going to start off with Alaska. This is the first alert that came out. It said breaking a 7.3 magnitude earthquake hits with a tsunami warning being issued. It says sirens are currently blaring across parts of Alaska following a tsunami warning triggered by a powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake off the state's coastline. Says the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center has issued the alert for a broad stretch of the Alaska Peninsula, warning that tsunami capable of significant coastal inundation is either underway or expected imminently. Let me show you some videos, or show you this one. This was another one here.
10 minutes at least around Sandpoint. So hopefully everybody in Sandpoint has moved tsunami that within the next 10 minutes at least around Sandpoint. So hopefully everybody in Sandpoint has moved to higher ground. If you're in that area, to higher ground.
So there is evacuation orders all over the place over there. Let me look at the next one here. These were people, officials say the tsunami has been confirmed. Residents in Seward are currently being evacuated to higher ground. Take a look at this. That would be a scary, again, that would be scary.
My first time back in Alaska in 25 years. We're in Seward. We have a tsunami warning, 7.2 earthquake. So we are all being evacuated to this church.
Yep.
Do they have an ETA on the earthquake yet?
It's on its way. If the tsunami
I would keep going higher and higher. I mean, you're hiking for your life. You can see the ocean, you're too close, and I can see the ocean.
Well, just pray that we don't get waved.
Well, hopefully that, again, I would have kept walking. I'm not scared of a lot of things, but I don't mess around with those things. Just to give you an idea, this is a Snapchat user showing the receding waters in Kodiak, Alaska. That person right here that I'm going to show you should be underwater. Check out. And when it recedes like that, that is not good news. That is not good news at all. Let me see what else. See if there's some updates. Hold on. I was trying to find an Alaska cam, actually. Let's see. Water is now receding along the Alaska coast. Sandpoint, evacuate immediately. Excuse me. See what if there's any other latest here. See, breaking multiple tsunami situations, buoys in event mode after 7.2 magnitude earthquake strikes the region on the Alaska Peninsula. Locals have been told to get higher ground. See anything else? There's got to be some live video somewhere. Hold on. Or not live, but. Sansia, thanks for sharing the stream. I see that on X. Appreciate you. A lot of times I don't see that until like days and days later. Yeah, look at these two pictures here. I want to show you. You see that water there? And you go, I think it's the next one here. Look at how that could be ugly. That could be ugly. Look at the difference there. Let me see if there's any if a camel pop up now. View live Alaska cameras, just really quick. Not gonna. There's got to be more than that. I don't want to see their airport. No. There's 13 pages of cameras. Give me one second. I wonder where Kachimik Bay is at the end of Main Street. Kachemak Bay. Here, let's see. Let me go back and do this. Maybe the Alaska Fishing Game has some cams. They're not making it easy here. Explore. This is Round Island, Alaska. I don't know. Yeah. Excuse me. This is of a park. Let me go back over here. Refresh X. Okay, come on. Just take me to the top. Latest. That's what that means. Video footage of the exact moment. Oh, let's check this out. 7.2 earthquake struck near Alaska Peninsula. That camera be moving. I wonder if I could find that exact camera right now and see where that water's at now. That was at Lake Hood Seaplane Base. There it is. This is live right here. The water hasn't receded. You got a plane coming in right there. Very common in Alaska. I'd rather be in the air right now. I would take off. Maybe that's what that plane's doing. Let's see. Taking off or coming in? Yeah, that's what I'd be doing too. Bye-bye. Ta-ta for now. Is Gavin Newsom still talking? Let's see. So we'll check in on this in a little while. Breaking, NWS says there's no tsunami threat to Hawaii. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, so we'll catch up with that. I will break back in about 20 minutes and check it out, and we will go from there. Speaking of making America healthy again, Trump, you guys remember when we were in Mexico, we'd always get the real Coca-Cola, what we called real Coca-Cola, and we know that Donald Trump is a big fan of Coke. That's without a doubt his Diet Coke. He posted this on True Social a little while ago. It says, I've been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar in Coke in the United States, and they have agreed to do so. I would like to thank all of those in authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a very good move by them. You'll see. It's just better. Well, it's better for you as well. I mean, limit your sugars, obviously, but we'd always buy the glass bottles. You can, I don't know where your area is. When I went and traveled, you're not going to find what we call a Mexican Coke in many parts of the country. But here in California, you can find them all over. And again, it's just not the high fructose corn syrup. It's made with real cane sugar. So whenever we were traveling, we would always get those. Check this out. We're going to talk about the distraction. First Amendment Media Matt says the cast of The View just landed in Alaska. That's what's causing the tsunami. It's Whoopi. Dang. Thank you for the rumble rant. Appreciate you. We've been talking about this, and what's interesting is Democrats had Joe Biden in office. Never once did they mention the Epstein files. Now they're trying to use it as a distraction, like somehow they care. And I was actually surprised CNN called one of them out. But listen to this. Listen to this. This is what they're spending their time on. And again, it's just trying to make Trump look bad. That's their whole goal as a Democrat Party. It has nothing to do with the constituents, has nothing to do with helping Trump lower your prices, trying to make this a sovereign country, securing our borders, nothing like that. Take a look at this. This will make you laugh.
What's going on with the Epstein files? Donald Trump promised to release them. Pam Bondi said she had the files on her desk and that she was going to release them in the name of transparency. Kash Patel has spent years railing against the FBI to release the files. Many of my Republican colleagues were banging on the table to release the Epstein files. But now, all of a sudden, after a months-long review, Bondi and Patel say nothing to see here, no evidence that any American would want to see about accomplices, co-conspirators, or other people involved. Yesterday, the Republicans voted against releasing the files. So what's changed? Well, we all know Donald Trump has had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He flew on his plane, he hung out at parties, spoke highly of him. And now there are many people saying that Donald Trump is included in the Epstein files. In fact, there are reporters who say that there are videos of him with topless women. Elon Musk even confirmed that Trump is blocking the release of these files because he's in them. Pam Bondi says there's nothing there, but Donald Trump even acknowledges that there is evidence there. It's just not credible. It's made up. This is a True Social post from 9:43 this morning. It is an...
You guys get the point there. Again, 4 years. If there was anything on Donald Trump, and that was the first time I've ever heard, and I've been paying attention to all this, even when the left spills their lies, that there's pictures of Trump with topless women. It's just great what they're doing right now, because I think a lot of people see through them. Check out this one. How about this one? Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me move that up there. Oh, I got him in the wrong spot. Hold on one second. Well, maybe I don't. Just one of them was in the wrong spot. Let me put him over there. Okay. So you have them saying Donald Trump was with topless women and everything else. Didn't care about it for 4 years. Listen to this. I was surprised CNN actually called one of them out.
Whatever it
The
has
jihad
been, I've
queen
been pretty
herself.
If you see such a need to investigate this, why didn't you raise it during the Biden administration? I mean, we couldn't find that you made any public comments about Epstein in previous administrations.
Well, I would have been happy to raise it then as well. Frankly, we were focused on different pieces, but I have been one of the Democrats that has been.
She's been focused on different pieces, guys. She couldn't raise it. She was too busy for 4 years.
Consistent on what I call out Republican presidents for and Democratic presidents for, whether it is FISA, reforms that we need, whatever it has been. I've been pretty consistent. War powers. I've criticized Joe Biden just as I'm criticizing Donald Trump. I think transparency is not something that should happen only when you have a Republican president. It is something that we need for both Democratic and Republican presidents.
You hear that word salad? I'm going to back it up a little. Just listen to this. It's going to make me refresh it. Let's see. I was surprised CNN went back 4 years, even in past administrations. You've never brought this up before. Oh, interesting.
If you see such a need to investigate this, why didn't you raise it during the Biden administration? I mean, we couldn't find that you made any public comments about Epstein in previous administrations.
That's right. That's right. Because right now it's a distraction. Right now it's a distraction. Trump's bad guy. Orange man bad. We got to go after Trump. It's not about the American people. It's not about our constituents. It's about just making him look bad because he's making us look bad. All his policies that are going through, it's making us look bad. We said it would take an act of Congress to seal the border. He sealed the border in a couple weeks. These people are beyond crazy. But what? Yeah, but you got to look at what they're distracting from. They just did one of the most, to me, the biggest lies in the history of this country. You know, they always talked about the big lie. Trump talks about the big lie. The election was stolen. Well, we had Democrats tell us for 4 years. We called it out way before. Remember when Joe Biden was in his basement in 2019 campaigning? He wouldn't get out in the public. They blamed COVID. They did all this stuff to keep him locked up, not answering questions because they knew his cognitive ability. He wasn't controlling the White House. Well, take a listen to this. This is what one of the things they're working on covering up.
Longtime aide Anthony Bernal was on Capitol Hill this morning under subpoena. And Republican leaders called him the ultimate gatekeeper, someone who had unfettered access to Joe Biden, really the whole family in the White House. According to House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, Bernal declined to answer any questions. Let's watch.
This is the second witness that we've brought in via subpoena for a deposition that has pled the fifth, and they've stated they're not going to answer questions. I think that the American people are concerned. They're concerned that there were people making decisions in the White House that elected, but no one to this day knows who they were. We believe there was illegal use of the auto pen. We're going to continue to bring these people in, give them an opportunity to answer questions.
The illegality, again, that was something I had touched on with Senator Johnson moments ago, and now on the Hill, that is definitely part of what's going on in hearings. This is the second former Biden official subpoenaed in the auto pen investigation to plead the fifth in testimony. The House Oversight Committee has more testimony scheduled in the weeks to come and expanding their probe into whether staffers were propping up the president, who may or may not have been making any of those decisions.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to talk about this. Let's talk about Trump and Epstein. This is like a freebie for Democrats right now. Take a listen to this. This is actually Anthony Bernal when he takes the Fifth Amendment today. Take a look.
Mr. Bernal, did you ever advise President Joe Biden to pardon his son, Hunter Biden?
Counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Thank you. We're going to go off the record real quick. Okay, we'll go back on the record. Mr. Bernal, was President Joe Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, did President Joe Biden ever instruct you to lie regarding his health at any time, including but not limited in your testimony to Congress today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal,
let's not talk about this. Let's talk about the Epstein files. This has been one huge distraction. This should be going viral right now. It's absolutely crazy what's going on. Absolutely crazy. We're going to be moving on to PBS. After we do the PBS stuff, we will go check back on, see if there's some updated videos from Alaska and see what's going on there. Again, pray for the folks of Alaska. Judge Janine Pirro. I always have a hard time saying that for some reason. The president legally removed 3 board members of Corporation for Public Broadcasting. They sued to stay. The court ruled against them, and yet they ignored the court's decision and stayed. It's time for them to go. This is from her. This is a law and crime article. That's what we're up against. They literally, almost as bad as how you get fired on your day off. You got fired and you're still coming to work. These people can't let go, guys. This has nothing to do about you, me, anything. It has to do with the machine. They cannot let the machine that has indoctrinated so many minds and the machine that has funneled so much money to Democrats, they can't let that go. And here's some more examples of that. Listen to Chris Murphy on the House floor, and you just can't believe it, because there's rescission packages. Remember, not everything was in the one big beautiful bill. So they're passing these rescission packages. They passed one last night. It was a, what was it? A 50-50 tie, or yeah, I think it was a 50-50 tie. JD Vance cast the tie-breaking vote to pass it. That was great work from MAGA. You're not hearing about this stuff because, again, there's a distraction out there. Take a look at this.
Since 1974, when Congress created the rescissions process, one party has controlled the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives 8 times. It's actually Democratic control and 4 times Republican control. 8 times one party had total control over the elements of the federal government necessary to pass legislation. And never before has either party done what Republicans are doing today. pass a partisan rescissions bill, double-crossing the minority party and canceling spending that just months before both parties shook hands on.
Canceling spending. I love that. Can you say that again?
Why? Why has this never happened before? Well, because this is just an old-fashioned double cross. It's a con job. Republicans and Democrats agreed on spending levels. First, in a bipartisan appropriations bill passed in March of 2023, and then again in multiple bipartisan continuing resolutions. When a party controls the White House and both houses.
So he's upset doing what President Trump was elected to do. He's got his house in order, and Democrats are panicking. How about this one? How about this? We got to save them. We got to save PBS and NPR.
Senator from Minnesota.
Mr. President, I rise today in strong opposition to the president's request that Congress take away money for public broadcasting and for our own security and foreign assistance that had already been passed and signed into law on a bipartisan with a Republican-led House, a Democratic-led Senate at the time, and worked out all the details. Yes, compromises, not a dirty word, made. And now look what's happening. And this clawback doesn't just eliminate funding for, say, NPR, PBS. The primary impact of that part of the funding cuts is going to be on local radio and TV. 1,500 local public media stations across the country that receive 70% of this funding, jeopardizing these stations that provide local community services.
Local community services. How many of you guys watch a publicly funded, I don't know anybody, a publicly funded TV station that vital community services? No, but they got to get in there. They got to get in there. And one thing they got to do is they got to find a minority. They got to find a victim, right? We heard the first time, this is how we learned to read as a kid, was Sesame Street. All these little things, you're going after the kids. Well, Senator Ruben Gallegos, I'll call him open border Senator Gallego. We spent a lot of time in his state when tens of thousands of illegals were coming through, and he didn't have a problem with it. His own dad is connected to the cartel. Listen to what he says here and who he tries to bring into this.
And protect stations in rural and tribal communities. Cutting funding to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting would devastate local public media, especially in rural and tribal areas where CBP funds make up the majority of their budgets. In Arizona.
Oh, he's bringing the Indians and the tribal areas. Now Trump is attacking the tribes. You know what? I mean, I don't think he's the right guy to be speaking on this. Where is Pocahontas when you need her? An actual Indian. Where is she at? Her family's going to be affected by this. They try to find try to find a victim in everything. Senator Peter Welch, there's a lot of days where I sit here and I'm so excited that I voted for Donald Trump, and then when Peter Welch reminds me why I voted for him, I'm just thankful for Peter Welch. Take a look at this. He said, "How much will local public media in your state lose under President Trump's funding repeal bill?" Alabama, 5 million. Alaska, 12 million. Arizona, 7 million. Arkansas, 3 million. California needs $57 million. Really? Florida, 24. Georgia, 6 million. Hawaii, and it goes on. It goes on. Massachusetts, 22 million. You notice let me see where New York is. New York, 42 million. That's kind of crazy that some of these states have so much money, almost like it's, you look at California right here, $57 million. You pick another state that's really far left leaning, which is New York. And you got, where'd it go? 42 million. You look at red areas like New Mexico, kind of purple area, 5.8 million. Oklahoma, only 3 million. So I guess blue states need the money more than others. That is crazy. How about Virginia? $99 million. That's more than $1 billion from around the country. Like, this guy did not have to put this out today to remind me once again why I voted for Donald Trump, but I thank him for doing it. How about this? How about this? The CEO of PBS on CNN. Take a listen. It's just hilarious.
I ask them for examples. People often struggle to come up with examples of what really they're talking about. So we're always interested, obviously, in making sure that we're serving a multiplicity of viewpoints. You know, Bill Buckley made his home on public with the series called Firing Line, which continues today with Margaret Hoover. We are interested in having different perspectives that we bring forward. But when I look at the range of our programmings on public broadcasting, I can't make any sense of an argument that we are somehow biased in any way. I ask them for examples. People often struggle to come up.
Yeah, I can't either. We went through all this. We spent a lot of time on covering this. How about this one? This is from Senator John Kennedy. He says, NPR CEO Catherine Marr on CNN this morning, as far as the accusations that were biased, I'd stand up and say, please show me a story that concerns you. John Kennedy said, I got a few.
Stand up and say, please show me a story that concerns you, because we want to know and we want to bring that conversation back to our newsroom. As far as the accusations that were biased, I would stand up and say, please show me a story that concerns you, because we want to know and we want to bring that conversation back to our newsroom.
Too late, sweetheart. We got somebody MAGA in there. So let's look at some of those examples. NPR noted that country music and birds are racist. They told American people to stop eating beef and promoted the Russiagate conspiracy. No person with a brain above a single-celled organism would call these articles fair and balanced. How about this one?
All night, but I'm not. Here's some more headlines from NPR. There is no neutral. Nice white people can still be complicit in a racist society. That's what your tax dollars paid for. Another one. Ibram X. Kendi says no one is not racist. So what should we do? Another one, how artificial intelligence could perpetuate racism, sexism, and other biases in society. Another, scientists debunk lab accident theory of pandemic emergence. Here's another one. As Trump pushes theory of virus origins, some see parallels to lead up to Iraq war. Your tax dollars at work. As U.S. confronts Russia, Trump's admiration of Putin is consistent. Another headline from NPR. The history of policing and race in the United States are deeply intertwined. Another. After Biden's debate performance, the presidential race is unchanged. This was the debate performance that President Biden gave, after which he got out of the race. If you believe that headline, you believe in the tooth fairy.
So we've covered quite a bit of this. It's just interesting. They are panicking right now, and everything Trump promised. Listen to this.
Trans athletes have an unfair advantage, lack evidence to support. Here's one of the headlines at NPR. Arguments that trans athletes have an unfair advantage, lack evidence to support. That's opinion journalism. Here's another headline from NPR. A brief history of how racism shaped interstate highways. I did not know our interstate highways were racist. I thought they were concrete, but not according to NPR. Here's another NPR headline. Trump embodies nearly every aspect of a racist, Arthur says. Another.
As you guys can see, I won't go through it all, but no bias at all. I don't know where Republicans are getting off saying this, that like somehow it's slanted. I mean, that wouldn't even include putting the CEO of NPR and all their Democrats and where they donate to as a whole. I wanted to move into this. Actually, let me go back to Alaska. Let's see if anything's popping off here. Come on. Pulling something up right now. That one's still up. Same stuff. No update. That's almost, let's see. Okay. Water is rapidly pulling back along the coast, Alaskan coast. Sandpoint. Let me see something. See if we have one right here. How do I maximize this? It won't let me maximize that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to put this on the screen. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. We might know in a minute. That's the same. Yeah, so I'll go back to X really quick and see. It's like the same news being regurgitated. Let's see this one. This guy's in Alaska, it says. Storm chaser. Oh, this is the same one. Here's that same, well, at least we know this is live. We can come back to this. This is where the water was receded. This is absolutely live right now. I don't see any change there. Let's see. See the water moving, but we'll have to give it some more time. It should have been there already. Maybe we dodged one. That would be great news. How about this? Gavin Newsom. I talk about his rage tweeting constantly. There's so many things. Obviously, we had the Palisades fire. Nobody's home's being rebuilt. Nothing's getting done. And I just want to show you the things that he's spending time as from the Governor Newsom's press office account, because he's triggered because people are calling him out for all his lies on the podcast, for his failures in California, and he's trying to distract and put it on Trump. It's hilarious. But look at this. It says this is they got an officer. This is what he's sharing. He goes, maybe if the secretary spent more time doing her job, she'd know California Governor Gavin Newsom has consistently condemned violence against law enforcement, including ICE. Can Commander Cosplay say the same about January 6 attackers who dragged and beat police? And he goes to an article from whenever, and what he was referring to is this from Secretary Christie Known. Our brave ICE law enforcement are now facing an 830% increase in assaults against them. The new data reflects the violence against our law enforcement in cities across the countries in the last few weeks. So that's his response to that. Because ICE officers are being assaulted at an 830% increase, he brings up January 6th. You can't make this stuff up. How about this one? Harmeet Dillon put this out.
Agendas here in the Civil Rights Division, and that means enforcing our federal discrimination laws and our civil rights laws for all Americans, not just for a narrow few.
My job as a lawyer is to enforce the federal civil rights statutes, period, full stop. And that's what we're doing at the DOJ. And we're doing it with a colorblind angle.
Title IX is one of those laws that was passed specifically to enable women to have equal access to educational and including sports educational opportunities. The Department of Education as the primary jurisdiction, they did an investigation. They attempted to mediate and conciliate with California. California said a hard no, go pound sand. Then DOJ gets the ball and we ran with it.
Orange County received credible information from, it's well publicized, that there were people on the voter rolls who are not American citizens. I sent a sheaf of letters of increasing urgency, simply asking the university to confirm that they were compliant with Students for Fair Admissions. They didn't. They haven't.
If we don't get a prompt response that satisfies the United States, that Harvard is going to immediately make things better for students come the next semester, Harvard is going to be in deep trouble economically and legally.
I'm a big fan of Harmeet Dillon. And so off that, it looks like another CNN article says, listen to this. This is just like the NPR articles we were doing. Trump turns civil rights upside down in biggest rollback since Reconstruction. Now, what CNN is upset is not every black person is automatically a victim. They're rolling back DEI. They're focusing on actual civil rights. So Gavin, again, with a failing state, a failing everything, we're going to get more expensive electricity prices. Our gas prices are going to be going up. And he puts, Harmeet, you're doing great, in response to a CNN. Is that not crazy? I mean, seriously, the guy is unhinged right now. I think we got another one. He put this out. All the time he has, this guy's amazing. He said, do the right thing, Jesse B. Waters, from Fox News. And then he plays this.
To all of it, to all the senior producers, to the Murdoch family. I'm looking for it. I got all the time in the world, and I'll be spending it in Delaware, where we're doing this.
Yeah, he's got all the time in the world.
Fox didn't learn their lesson. They knowingly omitted facts. They edited out those facts. They lied. They knowingly lied. And they weaponized that lie, and it was heard around the world. I'm looking forward to any deposition. I'm looking forward, Fox, to discovery. I'm looking forward to all your emails, all the text messages, Jesse. I'm looking forward to all of it, to all the senior producers, to the Murdoch family. I'm looking for it. I got all the time in the world, and I'll be spending it in Delaware, where we're doing this case.
He's got all the time in the world, folks. I think that says a lot. He has destroyed California. He doesn't care about California. He considered it a stepping stone to get into the presidency, and all this will come back and haunt him, and that is a promise. I know many of you out there will ensure that this comes back and haunt him. I mean, literally, there is so much going on in the state of California that needs some guidance, that needs something. Remember, this is a state that's going to become a sanctuary state for cutting off little children's penises, cutting off their breast. And he's got all the time in the world to be in Delaware. Crazy. Now, I'm going to move ahead to some other stuff really quick. He also did, hold on. Oh, I skipped ahead too far. He also retweeted, again, he's got all the time in the world, folks. Also retweeted this. Oh, thank God. I've totally forgotten about the Epstein files now. When Trump, another win for not only California, but the United States. I've been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar and Coke in the United States, and they have agreed to do so. I would like to thank all those in authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a very good move by them. You'll see. It's just better. And Gavin Newsom has time to tweet about that. He does have a lot of time. He does have a lot of time, man. How about this one? Remember, I mean, this is the guy that blamed COVID on what? Nail salons. I remember this. I was watching this day. I think we played this the day it happened. Take a look.
Things started in the state of California, the first community spread in a nail salon. I just want to remind everybody of that. I'm very worried about that. But right now, all of our health indicators and health directives that I receive from health directors across state put some red flags in that space.
You can't go get your nails done, folks, but if you need a porno or a dildo, that adult store is open right there. But don't try to confess your sins on Sunday, because that church is closed. That's the Gavin. That's the Gavin we all know. And before I get into, I'm going to move, you know what? I'm not going to move it up. I'll play the Gavin video at the end. How about this? Think about what's going on right now. We talk about Democrats suing Trump administration after they said no illegal gets Medicaid. No illegal gets Medicaid. And they're like, all right, we want to see the records because we're spending way too much money on Medicaid. We need to investigate this. We're trying to cut costs. Oh, we're going to sue you. You can't look at those Medicaids because there's illegals on it. Just insane. Listen, as well as we covered this the other day, and Kevin Kiley speaks on it here. The fact that CHIRLA, CHIRLA, which is, again, one of those nonprofits, just like those NGOs we covered for years, that aided and abetted the illegal alien. And Karen Bass came out, what was it, Thursday or Friday, and said, well, you know, we have to cut our budget. We're laying people off. We don't have money for police or fire, but we're going to make sure we give illegal aliens some cash. Yeah, no lie. No lie. That's what's going on. Take a look at this one here.
With California's overall policy, we have in our state by far the most generous benefits for illegal immigrants. Gavin Newsom, for example, has pretty much driven Medicaid bankrupt or insolvent in California by giving free coverage to those who are here illegally. But this is like just a next level thing. When you saw this, I thought, man, is this like the Babylon Bee? Is this a made up headline? But it's actually true. Karen Bass has decided that she's going to distribute cash cards to those who are quote unquote affected by ICE. And by the way, one of the ways you can be affected is if you're too afraid to go into work. Well, if you tell people you get free cash if you're too afraid to go to work, I think you might start seeing more people who are suddenly too afraid to go into work. And then to top it all off, the group that she's tapped to hand out these cards is CHIRLA, who you'll probably remember is this so-called nonprofit. They got $34 million in taxpayer funding and then played an absolutely central role in the riots by telling people where ICE was at any given time using their Signal hotline. So it's just, you absolutely can't make this stuff up.
It is unreal. It is unreal. These people, man, I won't even tell you what I think needs to happen to them. But these people are just crazy. Now, check this out. You remember there was, and he wasn't even being chased, but last week in the weed raid, there was a guy that heard that ICE was coming, so he climbed a building, fell down, ended up dying a few days later. Democrats came out and said, ICE murdered this man, all this stuff. Not the case. When ICE found him, they made sure he had an ambulance there immediately and did what any officer would do. Again, the person was here illegally, working at a marijuana grow here near Los Angeles County. And now I don't know if you can, let's see, hold on.
La familia y también estamos viendo la posibilidad de
You know what she's saying right now?
Porque es inaceptable.
So I'll break it down for you. So, President of Mexico says she will sue ICE over Jaime Garcia's death in California. We want to start suing countries for criminals and the crimes they commit. I mean, Mexico's pretty much bankrupt. No offense, it's a crap hole in a lot of areas because, and it's not just because they couldn't, it's because the cartel controls the country. A lot of people there just go on and live on, and hopefully they're not affected by the cartel or the, I mean, just a lot of bad things. And I think that's hilarious. I say bring it, because I know Trump wants to play ball with that. Could you imagine that? How many? Let's see. Guess what, Mexico? You are now paying for every illegal alien that got medical care for the last 5 years. Oh, you don't have that kind of money in your country. How about this? This was a U.S. immigration scheme that got uncovered, and it had some Louisiana police officers, a businessman. Take a listen to this. These are the people we need behind bars. These are corrupt folks that take an oath to uphold the Constitution, and they do things like this.
Together closely with our state and local partners to try to make our communities safer places to live. So we're here today to provide you with some information about an indictment that was returned and some related law enforcement activity that took place yesterday. On July 2nd, a federal grand jury in Shreveport returned a 62-count indictment charging 5 individuals, including law enforcement officers and a business leader in central Louisiana, with conspiracy, immigration fraud, robbery, mail fraud, and money laundering offenses. Those charged in the indictment are Chandrakant Patel of Oakdale, Chad Doyle, Chief of Police of the City of Oakdale, Michael Slaney, the Marshal for Ward 5 Marshal Office in Oakdale, Glenn Dixon, the former Chief of Police of Forest Hill, and Tebow Owisha, the former Chief of Police for the City of Glamora. In connection with these charges, these individuals were arrested yesterday by federal law enforcement agents, and agents executed search warrants at multiple locations throughout central and south central Louisiana, to include the Oakdale Police Department, the Forest Hill Police Department, and a Subway sandwich store in Oakdale that was operated by Mr. Patel. The indictment, which we'll give you all copies of in a few minutes, alleges that beginning sometime in 2015 and continuing until July of this year, the defendants conspired to commit visa fraud. Specifically, the indictment alleges that the defendants fraudulently obtained or assisted in obtaining non-immigrant U visas. A non-immigrant U visa is a visa that was authorized by Congress to allow foreign nationals without any official status in the United States to remain in the country under certain circumstances when they're victims of a crime or witnesses to crime. These visas are designed to help law enforcement and prosecutors prosecute crimes where you need the victim or the witness there. And so these U visas serve a valuable purpose, and this is the case where the U visas were abused. As set forth in the indictment, the law recognizes that where federal...
Is that not crazy? Abusing the system. It was 4 current and former Louisiana police officers, along with a Louisiana businessman. They produced fake U visas for illegals. I'd love to see how much money they made, but you know what? The great thing is, once again, we are arresting these folks and we're making an example out of them. I just wanted to show you this really quick. I found it. Remember on the last show, I showed you where the ICE in Portland, Oregon was using Donald Trump's voice, probably an AI voice, but Donald Trump to the protesters. Well, I found a longer video and I just love this. Oh my God. I'm sure that their stomach were in knots. I mean, they hate Trump with a passion because they hate America and they hate everything we stand for. Again, this has to do with all those cockroaches, Trans-Tifa and Antifa that's outside of the ICE facility nightly in Portland, Oregon. Take a look at this. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Everyone must leave this restricted area and may be subject to detention or arrest for failing to depart the restricted area. Thank you.
What we gotta do is actually convince them to take their clothes off and just have an orgy. That's gonna get them to take their clothes off. No, what they do.
So again, that's still going on day, I don't know, we're close to probably day 40 now, right around day 40. And just the fact that they use Donald Trump's voice, freaking epic, epic, epic. I love it. You remember when Cam Higbee was assaulted? He was one of the on-the-ground reporters covering some of the anti-ICE protest. Well, it was today the Antifa rioter who assaulted him, and that video will pop up right now, has finally been arrested. It took, I think, Katie Davenport and a few others brainstorming to identify who this person was, looked at one of his tattoos, identified him. It's been weeks now, was finally arrested. Take a look at this right here. Let me put it up on the monitor for you.
Let him go. Let him go.
Well, a lot of video came out after that once they identified him as some other stuff he was doing. Let me actually pull up what I like Cam's response to his arrest. Let's see, Cam right here. I love this response. It says, I was just informed today, after continued direct and indirect threats and harassment, my attacker, Jeremy Lawson, has been arrested. What was planned to be a nice leisurely day for Jeremy turned into a felony arrest. And there it is right there. Assault investigation. This is great news. We want to see this. We didn't see this in all of 2016 through 2020 when these people just felt emboldened to break the laws, violate the laws, no repercussions. And I think it's great that we're starting to see something. Who remembers the councilwoman? Let me play it one time that was calling on her gang member homies. Remember this? Orale, vato, you need to come out. Why aren't you helping out the streets? Listen to this. And we'll tell you what she's saying now. This is the vice mayor of Cudahy.
Not for nothing, but I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. It's everyone else who's not about the gang life that's out there protesting and speaking up. We're out there fighting our turf, protecting our turf, protecting our people. And where you at? Bien calladitos, todos los chulitos. I'm like, dude, they're running amok all up on your streets and in your city. And Pete, when the big gang guns come in, nothing but quiet, and we're out here, the regular ones that have never been jumped in, out here calling things out, trying to organize people, trying to do the thing. So don't be trying to claim no block, no nothing. If you're not showing up right now, trying to like help out and organize, I don't want to hear a peep out of you once they're gone, trying to claim that this is my block. This was not your block. You weren't even here helping out. So whoever's the leadership over there, just fucking get your members in order.
Well, now she's calling that satire.
Not for nothing, but I want to know where all the
Cudahy councilwoman, vice mayor. Check this out. Apologizes for satirical video that called on street gangs to organize against ICE. Is that not? It's just satire, folks. Just satire. These people are worried, though. They're worried. Another thing I wanted to talk to you is about HR 4393. It's a form of amnesty, if you will. And I looked at the names. I just wanted to show you. The Right Angle News Network put this up. Here are the 10 Republicans throwing their support behind mass amnesty for illegals by co-sponsoring the Dignity Amnesty Bill. And as you guys know, and I've always called a mistake, people in my neighborhood, well, we still need to help them get elected. I was like, I'm fine with a Democrat. That would be Rep. David Valadeo is on this as a co-sponsor. Take a look at this. This is it. And it says co-sponsors by U.S. State, California too. And right there, the second one over is Rep. David Valadeo from the 22nd Congressional District. Now, this is amazing. And so I pulled it up on Grok to get a better explanation. And there's some things in here I just want to read for 1 minute, and then we're going to get to old Gavin and his please help out my state because illegals, we need illegals. It says HR 4393, formerly titled The Dignity for Immigrants While Guarding Our Nation to Ignite and Deliver the American Dream Act of 2025. What a joke. It says, is a comprehensive immigration reform bill introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives on July 15, 2025. It aims to secure the U.S. southern border, reform the asylum processes, implement mandatory employment verification, provide an earned legal status option for certain undocumented immigrants without amnesty or a path to citizenship, support America's workers through training programs, and update aspects of the legal immigration system to enhance family unit and economic competitiveness. This bill is sponsored by Rep. Maria Elvira Salazar, a Republican out of Florida, and co-sponsored, listen to this, Rep. Veronica Escobar, the Democrat in Texas. If you don't know how anti-American Veronica Escobar is, go look at her tweets, anti-everything American. And if you go down here, it says humanitarian campuses. Establish 3 facilities along the southern border for holding migrants during processing. These include access to medical care, mental health support, child advocates, and legal counsel, requiring hiring at least 300 USCIS asylum officers for expedited decisions. So here's where I am. Once again, going against Trump. Remember, you want to file asylum, you come to the first country, when you flee your country, the first country, you can file asylum from there. It says, in-country processing. Set up 3 facilities in Latin America for pre-screening asylum claims, family unit reunification for children under 21 with U.S. parents, and visa information. Creates a new humanitarian visa capped at the annual refugee limit. This is just one big amnesty bill, from what I am seeing. This is just crazy. But I knew it'd be Rep. David Valadao. People, Republicans say, but he's got a Hispanic majority constituency. I don't care. You either do what's right for America, or you do what's right because people want to destroy America with illegal aliens. And I knew Rep. Valadao wouldn't be long. I think I told you guys 2 months ago he voted yes on a vote for Trump. And I was like, yeah, this is just to save face, because he voted to impeach Trump. I'm not a fan, and he's got a big name around California. Check this out. So remember when we were covering the weed saga, the where they had children, 14 children working in a marijuana factory here, a marijuana farm in California, and then Democrats defended that somehow. And you had one of those guys pull a gun out and shoot at not only ICE agents, I think it was Border Patrol and National Guard that was out there on the front lines. Well, FBI released this, FBI Los Angeles, an updated picture. So share this out. I shared it on X. It says, the FBI is releasing a new photo in order to identify a suspected protester who brandished a pistol and fired towards agents conducting lawful activity in Camarillo on 7/10. A reward up to $50,000 is offered for any info leading to his ID, arrest, and conviction. You can see the tattoo right here on the left arm, it looks like. So I think we're getting close to that one. Now let's pull up what Gavin Newsom has to say. Check this out. He held a press conference today. He's got all the time in the world, especially for illegal aliens. And listen to what he says. I don't know how long I'm going to play it, but I'm going to let you guys get some highlights of this. And then we'll check back in on Alaska.
Allowed us the opportunity to be here and highlight a little bit of what occurred here, as you may know, in the parking lot a few weeks back when 6 folks came masked without any identification, unmarked cars, and came into the parking lot demanding she get out of the way, demanding she not film, demanding as if they were running the place, demanding she simply walk away. She knew her rights. She exercised her rights. I think it's important to highlight that. It's one thing to know your rights. Another important and imperative thing to do is to exercise them. And she did that. She videotaped what occurred. And it's an example of what's occurring all over here in Southern California, what's occurred at a level we've not seen in modern times. I just had an opportunity to visit with business leaders, small business. When I say mom and pop, I mean mom, dad, kids, grandkids, generational businesses in Bell. I met one business owner. They've been 20 years in business. They said, we miss COVID. They said it was much easier. They have lost 80% of their business. And they said they've lost something more precious, which really put it in perspective. They said they've lost a sense of community. They said they missed their customers, not the business. They missed the table.
80%? It went down 80% because of Gavin Newsom's slave labor of illegal aliens in California.
That's what a family business is all about. They're barely making ends meet. They're trying some catering work. They have a 15-year employee. He won't even show up to work. He's here with documentation, but he's scared to death. He hasn't shown up in weeks since 4 raids occurred and nearby. He won't even show up because he's scared to death of being pulled over for simple reason because of the way he looks, because he's being racially profiled.
Cry me a river.
I met a mother and her beautiful daughter. Daughter's going to Bible school.
Oh, let's bring out the Bible school.
She was walking into an ice cream store. And her mom came to me. She says, I'm here legally, but I'm carrying my passport if you need any proof. I said, you don't need to impress me. She's here legally. She's carrying her passport. And her daughter was just coming back from Bible school. That's Trump's America.
That's Trump's America.
2025. Downey and Bell, California. LA County. The most diverse, most populous county, and the most diverse and most populous state in the world's most diverse democracy, the United States of America, in 2025. It's a disgrace. The President of the United States decided to advance his rote cruelty by utilizing the brave men and women of the National Guard as pawns in an effort to theatrically show his strength. He federalized the National Guard. He deployed roughly 5,000 military, not overseas. In fact, his entire first term, President of the United States, the military, boots on the ground overseas, his entire first term. First 6 months of his administration, he decides to send them to the United States of America, 5,000 military, 4,000 federalized with the National Guard, close to 1,000 U.S. Marines. He sent them to a United States city.
Why did he do that? Do we need to show the pictures, the riots, the police officers' cars getting demolished, the assaults on federal agents, the fact that Mayor Karen Bass had a stand-down order from LAPD that took them hours to get there when they were trying to trap our federal officers into a building, putting them in danger?
The utilization rate of our National Guard, less than 5%. You spent hundreds of millions of dollars, wasted hundreds of millions of dollars on this. 5%. By the way, the folks that were taken and brought into armories waiting for a mission assignment are summer school teachers, our paramedics, our firefighters, our police officers themselves. Finally, because of the absurdity of this and the complete incapacity of the Pentagon to reconcile the fact they weren't doing a damn thing, they manipulated this 26% number. It's about 5%.
So he goes on and he goes on a big old tear fest because, as we covered earlier, he's got all the time in the world, folks. Let me go check on Alaska really quick. See if anything's popped up over there. Let's see. Let's do this. See what pops up. Nothing new on videos. Let me go. Let's see. What's this? Can't believe we're not seeing anything. Kodiak Alaska will not evacuate after the tsunami warning and will ride out in her garden even as the sirens are blaring in the background. Other neighbors are moving to higher ground and boats are pulling out of the bay.
Sirens behind me? Well, here in Kodiak, Alaska, we're under a tsunami warning. We had a 7.2 earthquake southwest of us near Sandpoint in the Aleutian Chain, and we are told to evacuate. And fortunately, here where we are, we're 70 feet above sea level. You can see this boat here is evacuating to deeper water. But for me, because we're high enough where it's not a problem, I think I'm going to hang out here in the garden and just relax. So anyway, tsunami warning, day in the life of coastal Alaska. So I hope you're having a great day. Emergency sirens behind me? Well, here in Kodiak.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe she knows more than I do. Let's see if this video here has changed it all. Oh, did it stop? I wonder what happened. Let me refresh it. This was the one that was live earlier. Let's see. It doesn't look like anything's hit yet. Where's he? No, that's a different one. Let's go back here. So if anything else does pop up, major earthquake, tsunami warning. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else pop up at this point. If we need to, we'll go live. We got church tonight. After church, we'll catch up with you all and find out what's going on. Crazy though. Pray for the people of Alaska. Absolutely. It's a big quake. But just want to thank everybody for hitting that like button. And once again, we are 100% viewer funded, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing out. If you'd like to bless us with a donation, we would appreciate it. You can donate to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024, as well as if you do mobile or online banking, you can head over to our website. We have a Zelle link provided. Our website is theoreoexpress.com. And you go down our homepage, it'll say donate now. And again, you guys keep the light on. You guys help us do everything. We are 100% viewer funded. Nothing else, guys. And I want to say thank you so much for the donations. We appreciate it. We can't do it without you. And as you guys know, and you guys heard, we have to replace a phone. I think it's Friday. We're going to have to pay for it. We ordered it already. So anything helps, guys. So we will see you guys here. If not tonight because of Alaska, then we will see you guys later tomorrow, I believe 10 a.m. Pacific. So make sure you have your notifications on, your reminders. We appreciate y'all. Follow the channel if you don't follow, and we will see you guys soon. God bless.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupted this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillow is only $14.98. Queens, $18.98. King size, only $1 more. Body pillows, $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase, $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.